My name is Steve Smith. This is the Voice Britannia Twitch channel, but of course you might be watching this on YouTube. If you are, that's cool. Just make sure and follow us or subscribe wherever you're watching this. I am here this morning to review WWE Raw. Now, over the last month and a bit, I've done this by looking at the videos that WWE post on YouTube. Now, for some reason, and they've only done this once on one video, WWE copyright strike to one video. One of the reviews I did, they must feel that on one review I went too far and they copyright striked it. So it's getting worked out. The video's been blocked, it was unblocked, and it was blocked again. It'll be unblocked again because at the end of the day it's fair use, it's covered by journalism and stuff like that. It's not a big deal whether they want to play this game or not. I really don't care. All it means is that this week I'm not going to watch the YouTube videos. Instead, I've actually watched Raw in full, so I can review it in full. So, normally, when we look at Raw, I miss a lot of the bad stuff because I don't watch it. You know what I mean? And this week, well, WWE are making it difficult to release reviews of their shows which feature the videos that show what's happening and what I'm reviewing, which is actually covered by fair use. And they've made this massive misstep because now I've got to review this in full, and I've got to talk about the crap. I've seen the crap. I've seen it all now. I mean, and the kicker here is I will say openly, I am openly biased against WWE and WWE Raw, but mainly against WWE as a company. I used to be a huge WWE fan. I was a fan since The Undertaker made his debut. That was one of my first memories of wrestling, of WWE wrestling, what hooked me. But in the last 10 years I got burned, and then over a few years I got burned more and burned more and burned more until it got to the point where I was a dissatisfied fan and I was just watching Raw because I was addicted and stuff like that. And then we got to the point where they struck up this deal with the Saudi Arabian state to create propaganda shows. And I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm fucking out. The company is run by a soulless tyrant that treats wrestlers like lumps of meat. I mean, all promoters treat wrestlers like lumps of meat to an extent, but Vince McMahon, immensely so. So, instead of me just looking at the videos, looking at the good bits of WWE Raw and talking about them, and I now have to watch the whole thing. So, you know what? I'm cool. The mornings are getting later. I'm getting up earlier. I had time to watch it this morning, so I did. And I got here for 10:30, which I am pretty fucking stoked about. I did not think I would be online for 10:30. So, yeah. So, the show. Here we are. WWE Raw. It is the night after Elimination Chamber. As you would expect, there was a new champion last night. So, the show started with a Miz promo. The Miz cut this... It was just cringy, cocky promo, but there was no crowd there, so it was all a bit cringe, you know. It was like, who are you speaking to, mate? Like, what? I mean, it was an okay promo, but I mean, if you have ever seen The Miz cut a promo before where he's won anything, then you've seen this promo, because he's cut it before. He cut it the first time he was a Grand Slam champion, he cut it the second, he's just cut it again. It's the same promo, again and again. He just lists everything he's done, all his achievements in the company where you don't actually achieve much because you're given the belt, you know. But needless to say, it's all a story. It's all part of the act. So he did that. I did this. I did that. I won this. I won that. Okay, cool. Yes, it's fair enough. It's a fair promo. But if you've seen the Miz promo before, you've seen this promo before. Lashley then came out. Now he threatened the Miz. It turns out that last night Miz offered Lashley a title shot if he helped Miz win the title. So here we are. Lashley comes out and totally reasonably demands a title shot within the hour. It's like, okay, could you not wait? Could you not have told him this last night? Could you not arrange this before you did this, that you wanted a title match tomorrow night? Could you not get a date sorted for this? What? Okay, but it happened. And that was the end of that segment, basically. So that was it. Miz cut a promo. Lashley and the Hurt Business come out. Lashley, MVP came out. Said they've got an hour, and that was it. Cool. We then moved on to the next match. It was Riddle versus Morrison. We've seen a little Riddle promo, but then it came to pass that Morrison was just standing in the ring the whole time and Riddle came down. The match was actually alright. The match was fun. Riddle's really good. Morrison is actually really, really good. Like, and a lot of people shit on him. I think he's actually alright. He's not, he's alright. He's really good in the WWE context, but he's alright in the grand scheme of things. Riddle is really, really good. This was just a match. There was some good stuff. There was some okay stuff. There was no bad stuff. Riddle won. He's a US champ, so that's cool. The champion continues. The promo he cut was just shit. It was just rambly, like, duh, bro, I'm a stoner, bro. It's like, come on, man. Come on, man. You're doing a disservice to the stoners out there, you know what I mean? You could... Why can't you be an intellectual stoner, you know? Like, come on, man. But this is WWE. They don't do deep characters. They just do stereotypes. So Riddle is the stereotypical stoner. We then see Back Bunny, Back Bunny and the Master Mixers. Bad Bunny is seen backstage with Damian Priest. Truth's there. He looks like he's going to sneak up and sign the title, but he gets spotted and just says he's signing people up to a band or whatever. Whatever. Now, what's interesting about Bad Bunny is that he is the big star on the show at the moment. He's a massive star, and the whole irony of this celebrity crossover is that Bad Bunny is probably going to end up making the WWE title more famous than making the 24/7 title more well known than the WWE title. So, I mean, maybe he picked the wrong belt to put on the star. If they could have maybe found a way to put a different belt on him, but that's it is what it is. We then see Miz complaining to the boss, Adam Pearce. He says Lashley is intimidating him. Miz says there was nothing in writing between them. There was no contractual agreement. I don't have to fight him. But in short, Adam tells him to shut the fuck up. Tells him he's got to fight Lashley. Whatever. It's like, well, you just got to fight him. You made the deal, you got to fight him. It's like, what an employer, yeah? It's like, well, fuck you. Just, I don't care if that big guy's intimidating you and he's got no legal right to intimidate you, but fuck you, just fight him. What a boss. What a boss. We then got a New Day versus Retribution match. Yes, again, it was an okay match. There was nothing bad in the match. Retribution as a faction fucking suck though, right? They just suck. They're so bad. They've got the worst characters, the worst masks, the worst gear, the worst shtick. Everything's just bad about it. This match featured the combination of Mace, and T-Bar. Like, even the names are shit. Like, come on. Like, T-Bar also has some of the worst social media patter about, to the point where it feels like he's either living the gimmick badly or that it's just a intern that writes his tweets and they're being told, be edgy. And they're like, okay, sir. Or, I'm T-Bar. It's not a good social media patter. I've seen better patter from politicians. And that is the truth. It was at this point I realised that there was a barricade there to stop people getting in the ring from the Thunderdome. I mean, what the fuck's all that about? Why have they got a barricade around ringside? Are they scared that people are going to jump out the Thunderdome screens like the fucking Ring? Are they scared Abaddon's going to invade from AEW through the screens or something? What is up with that? Like, has anyone ever sat and thought, it's like, why have they got barriers to stop people coming into the ring in a show with no audience? Like, what? I don't know. So yeah, Ali was at ringside obviously with the rest of the Retribution. There was no explanation of why he didn't storm the Elimination Chamber last night or anything to do with that. Although he did stay on, like, the whole beef with Kofi Kingston was clearly evident. He wanted the Retribution to injure Kofi Kingston. But there was no mention of the beef and how the beef actually relates to the Elimination Chamber and how he'd said he was going to attack Kofi and stop him getting at the chamber or some pish like that yesterday. No, I mean, we're going to ignore that. We're going to ignore that happened. That's just ignored. We're ignoring the long-term storyline. and we're just moving on with it. Like I say, Retribution are a bland fucking faction. They're just like generic wrestlers, right? They're like the generic created wrestling faction that you would see in the story mode of a really shit computer game. You know, like one of the shit computer game. Well, even a good computer game like Fire Pro. Like Fire Pro would have like fake. It would have like real wrestlers with fake name. Like Sabu would be Fabu. You know what I mean? Crap like that. But then they would have like 2 or 3 shit factions that were created by the programmers. That's what Retribution is. They are a shit computer game faction that you beat. Like, they're one of the first factions you would beat in the first level of a computer game, you know? Like, within the first 10 matches, maybe that would be your to win this 24/7 title. They bring nothing to the show in terms of substance or story. They're just muscly bad guys who wear shit masks to hide who they are. But, I mean, and that's not even the worst. Like, the worst thing about Retribution is that they claim to hate everything about WWE, and they claim they want to destroy WWE. Yeah, and they're very open with these intentions. You know what I mean? They're not like they're keeping this a secret. It's not like, right, on the down low, don't tell anyone, but we're going to fuck this company up from the inside. No, they're open about it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, WWE signed them. Like, gave them a job. Yeah, they ironically took the fucking job. The bunch of hypocrites that they take WWE's money, the company they want to destroy, and WWE gave the people who want to destroy their company money. Why would WWE pay them to be in the company, and why would be in the company? None of this makes fucking sense. It's such a stupid fucking angle. And I'm not even going to like go into how this was all some sort of perverse reaction to the Black Lives Matter movement, because that's just for another day, you know. And that is... No, I'm going to get that another day. If you ever want to hear me getting into the rant about the origin of Retribution, then get back to me on that. Because let's get on with this review, because I want to do it quickly. The Retribution had Kofi beat, but Ali demanded they beat him up more. Beat him up more, because he doesn't like Kofi Kingston, but they don't say why. This all created a gap in the offense, which allowed the New Day to win. Ali shouted after the match... Ali starts shouting at Retribution out of failing him, starts ranting and raving at him, and I just thought, you know what, Ali? Maybe it's your fault. Maybe it's your fault this whole faction sucks. Maybe you should take control, tell them to take the stupid masks off, and do some act in a way that your character claimed you're supposed to be fighting against the WWE, yet you're in organised matches with them, yet you're allowing yourselves to fight by their rules. Get a fucking grip. If Ali is the leader of this fucking anarchic faction, like, he needs to be sacked. He's shit. He doesn't understand the group he is in. That says, New Day won. The end of all the stuff at the end of this sucked. The match was okay, but I hope the Retribution thing ends soon. It's just fucking garbage. So at this point in the show, we were 3 minutes from Lashley's ultimatum being up. The Miz has to have a title match, or he's going to get the fuck beat out by Lashley. And you know, if I were the bad guy, I wouldn't give him the title match. I would have already thought up a surprise to him. I would maybe see him in the ring, and I'd be like, you're not getting your title shot. And then when he goes to attack me, I'd pull a bar out. I'd do something really fucking horrible, because I'm a bad guy. That's what bad guys are supposed to do. So instead, what happens is we get a second promo segment with the Miz Lashley, but this time Braun is there. So first of all, let's get to this. Adam Pearce is in the ring, and Adam Pearce announces that it's ultimatum time, and it's like, sorry, this was not an official ultimatum. This had nothing to do with Adam Pearce or WWE. Why is Adam Pearce telling us that the ultimatum is up? Should this not be like fucking... Should this not have been... What's this called? Lashley, should this not have been the Hurt Business telling us this? It was their contract. It's got fuck all to do with Adam Pearce. Like, what? Adam Pearce is now... Like, so, we've got someone that works directly with the company here, telling other people at the company that, yo, you know that big intimidating guy that was intimidating you and said you've got an hour to do something or you're getting beat up? Well, we're going to announce that the time's up for him, because, yeah, that's just what good employers do, you know? What the fuck? It was just, it's all just so stupid, you know? It's It's hard. Okay. So anyway, Adam Pearce tells us that the ultimatum is up. Whatever. Lashley gets in the ring. Damn, he's a big lad. Can you believe that they are doing this at the top of the first hour? That's what I wrote here. What the hell is all this about? Well, I guess it's all down here from Hill. They're not fighting. I don't know. This is all stupid. So Lashley's in the ring after Adam Pearce announces the ultimatum's up. Miz then enters the ring. He's wearing a suit. He's not in street gear, so clearly he is not going to be having a title match. He just tells Lashley he needs more time. So at this point, I thought they were going to drag this out over 3 hours. Sadly, that is not what happened. They didn't drag this out over 3 hours. Well, they did kind of. They're actually going to drag this out over 6 fucking hours. But no. Miz says he needs more time, but next thing we know, Miz asks for a week. And then just when you think he's going to get the shit beaten out of him, it is Braun! Braun fucking Strowman randomly makes an appearance. Like, I'll take that. Braun Strowman can be pretty funny sometimes. So let's see. I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. Then we get a classic Braun. If anyone gets a title shot, it's me. I love Braun Strowman's voice. It's me. He's another big lad, by the way. By fuck, he is big. Strowman cuts a shit promo. He said that he is clarified. Like, what? He's been clarified. You know, like butter. Like, fucking hell. I forgot I've got pictures here. Yeah, let's skip to the pictures because fucking hell, we need some context up in this shit, you know? So there's Ali giving it shit. Bobby Lashley comes in. Here's where we're at. Braun! So, like, I didn't take any more pictures of this bit, but it got even shitter, believe it or not. So, Strowman cuts out, says he's clarified. Okay. Then, fucking Shane McMahon came out, and like, my first thought was, what the fuck does this grifter want? Like really? Shane McMahon now as well? This is all stupid. Shane starts moaning at everyone. It's just stupid. Like, he basically calls Braun Strowman thick. I'm not even joking. He says he thinks everything and everyone. It's just all sucked. Like, I couldn't believe the way he spoke to Braun Strowman was fucking so condescending. He basically just said, "You're a thick cunt." And just totally like acted as if he's thick. It's like, what? It was so horrible the way he did it. It's like he couldn't have been any more derogatory towards him without saying derogatory terms. Like, God damn, Shane, what the hell? If I was someone like Braun Strowman and someone spoke to me like that, I would rip their head off. It was just so stupid. So stupid. This all led to a match later on tonight. Braun Strowman versus Lashley for a chance to fight Miz for his title next week. And wait, right. So, if Braun Strowman wins against Lashley tonight, he will get to be in the 3-way with Lashley next week. and Miz. Braun then says Sean made a wise decision. I wrote, like, man, he is fucking stupid. Because quite frankly, this was not a wise decision. Like, Shane just told Braun that, right, if you want a title match, you got to beat Lashley. But then Lashley's going to be in the title match next week. So, like, what? See what I mean? It's fucking stupid. Like, this is like a lose-lose situation for Braun Strowman. He's like, yeah, you made a wise decision, Shane. It's like, no, you didn't. No, he didn't. Shane made a wise decision for him. He made a decision that's going to screw you over. You now have to fight a man, and if you beat him, you get to fight him next week. Like, how's that a good decision? It's like, fucking hell. Lashley owns Braun to end the segment, so Miz is not going to defend the title tonight. I'd like to give a big F you to all the people that told me that this would only be a one-night deal, that Miz would only be the champion for a week, because you were wrong. This is going to go on and on and on. Let's just hope it doesn't go too long. But remember, if Strowman beats Lashley tonight, then there's a 3-way match next week, and Braun will fight Lashley again, and The Miz. And Lashley's got the title match next week, so we've got that as well. So, coming out of all this segment, Miz has a title match next week against Lashley. If Braun beats Lashley tonight, he's in the title match next week. I don't know. I don't know why Lashley didn't just go Raj. I mean, he does at the end of the show, but whatever. Whatever. Next up, we have some more wrestling action, because I mean, that's what we're here to watch at the end of the day. Wrestling. It was Lucha House Party versus the House Business, the Hurt Business, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. It was a tornado tag match. I was noticing at this point there were some blatant videos in the Thunderdome and not live people. You know, people acting in weird ways, videos that were looping in glitchy ways, like the subplot of a 90s action movie. There's some weird shit going on in the Thunderdome. Weird shit. Hurt Business won with paydirt. It was another fun match, just fun within the WWE construct, you know what I mean? It's like Shedrick, that's a good name for the team, eh? Shelton, Cedric, Metalik and Lindsay Dorado, they all kick ass. It's hard for matches they are in to be boring, and this was no exception. It was good. I like this one. We were now 30 minutes away from Braun and Lashley. The commentators were acting like this will be good in some sort of way. Now, where did my notes go? So yeah, there we go. So, the commentators were acting like this Braun versus Lashley match will be good. I was like, are you fucking mental, guys? This match is going to be a stinker. I mean, Lashley's good and all that, and Braun Strowman is just a big lump of steak, you know what I mean? And as strong as Lashley is, he can't throw Braun about like he does everyone else. Like, no matter how strong you are, you can't throw that about. Braun Strowman is a giant. He's ginormous. It's insane. Next up, we had another match. Bad Bunny comes to the ring with the 24/7 Championship, and as I said before, watch him make this belt more famous than the actual WWE Championship. That would be just vintage WWE self-ownage. The next match was Damian Priest, that is Bad Bunny's boy, versus Angel Garza. They only just came from NXT, and here they are. They're already squabbling in the lower mid-card. I mean, I don't know. It's maybe a waste of them, but at least Damian Priest is with Bad Bunny, so he has at least something else to do other than this, and this is a good way to build him up, I guess. Garza reminds me of Pretty Peter Avalon. I don't know which one came first. It could be that Garza was doing this before Avalon. Really, I don't care. It just reminds me of him. There were some nice camera shots when they came in here, but that's really about all. We were told that Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus is going to happen later on in the show, and yeah, I bet Sheamus is happy that his Mania feud went up in a poof of smoke. Spoilers, we don't hear nothing about that. There's no mention of that on tonight's show. Like, where's Drew? I don't know where Drew's gone. Like, I just realised that now. It's like, wait, where the fuck was Drew? Yeah, Drew wasn't on the show. Shit. Whatever. Back to the match. It was okay. Just an okay WWE match. I think Damian took a bit too much. He's supposed to be the man getting built up here. He's supposed to be looking strong here, you know, but he took a bit too much. He is a bit of, I mean, he's got that monster look. He's a big lad. And I don't think he should be stuck in camel clutches by someone the size of Garza. That's just me, though. That's just me nitpicking at the match. Halfway through, Damian hit his I am an archer corner dive and a Falcon Arrow, but Garza kicked out. I thought that this should have been the end of the match, quite frankly. This felt like the perfect time to end the match. Everything after this felt like overtime to me. Garza fired back. He knocked Priest out of the ring. And then he offered Bad Bunny into the ring to fight because, yeah, just forget about the match you're trying to win and just fight with the guy outside, whatever. This self-distraction allowed Damian Priest to hit basically crossroads to get the win. It was an okay match until the last bit. I thought it just went a bit too long. After the match, 24/7 jobbers stormed the ring, ninjas, all sorts of shit. They try to get Bad Bunny, but they all just get thrown out of the ring by Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. Whatever. Next up. Oh boy. We get to one of the fucking stupidest bits of this show so far. I feel so bad for Randy Orton. Like, Randy Orton's awesome. He shouldn't be stuck with this shit. Like, in short, like, Randy Orton cuts an alright promo. He's got a visible scratch down his head that kept distracting me, so I don't know why he's got that. Who knows? In short, Randy Orton tells us that he is not distracted by the Fiend. It is Alexa Bliss he is distracted by. You know, satanic Alexa. And in case you didn't know what they were talking about, they showed a clip from last week where they've got satanic Alexa Bliss sitting in the middle of the pentagram laughing with the camera looking down at her like, I'm evil. Yeah, we know, Satan, hail Satan. The whole thing's stupid. Never get to this bit. Like, we come back from, like, so, like, we see this bit, he's speaking to camera backstage, then they cut to the Alexa Bliss video, and then they cut back, and Randy Orton's like, does his jacket, like he's choking on something, and he starts fucking spewing black ink, like, he's, what the fuck, like, has he swallowed a squid? No, it's like, this is Papa Shango level shit, like, this is really fucking stupid now. This is like the Papa Shango Undertaker feud when they made Undertaker, not Ultimate Warrior, when they made Ultimate Warrior spew stuff up. This is beyond the pales of what we normally would tolerate in wrestling. This is fucking ridiculous. When this happened in the 90s with Papa Shango, people thought it was fucking ridiculous then. And this is like, WWE clearly just do not give a shit what people think anymore. They cannot give a shit what people think anymore, or they would not be doing this on mainstream TV. This is like, if you had a wrestling show that was aimed at kids, right? Like Saturday Morning Slam Masters they used to do, or just a wrestling show that's aimed at a younger audience, this would be accepted because the younger audience can suspend belief for that sort of stuff. But really, WWE's core audience is like 30 plus. They're asking people 30 plus to suspend disbelief on this shit and to watch it, to get behind men spewing ink because they watched a video of Alexa Bliss. Are we to believe that the mere sight, is she a fucking Medusa now? Like, is she Medusa? You look at Alexa Bliss, she wasn't even there. You're watching a video of it. It's like The Ring. Alexa, The Ring Bliss. Like, what the fuck is going on with this? There's so many levels of shit in this story. Like, so many levels of shit. It's like shit layered, shit layered, shit layered, shit layered, shit layered, shit. Shit. All put together in a big shit layered sandwich. I can't say shit anymore. It's losing its effectiveness. It's crud. It went to the commentators, which was even sillier because they're all stunned. You would have thought that they just watched a baby being sacrificed. They were like, they sold it like magic was real, and that they were fucking terrified. I just like, what the fucking hell is this? Like, they're grown men. They're grown men here expecting us to believe that we think they believe that fucking magic happened and that Randy Orton actually just randomly spewed up black stuff backstage. Like, if that was real and someone randomly started spewing black stuff through stage, do you realise how quick that arena would get shut down? Like, boom, boom, boom. Hazmat suits everywhere. Fucking guys with big fucking buckets on poles to scoop this shit up and analyse it. I mean, come on to fuck. This is so stupid. So stupid. Next up, Charlotte and Asuka. Sorry, I'm dyslexic and sometimes I'll read my own stuff wrong. I know it's stupid. Next up, it was Charlotte and Asuka versus Baszler and Nia Jax, who are the champions. So, this what it was. Some of it was okay. Some of it was terrible. Baszler and Asuka, they kick ass. The rest of it I'd happily leave for another day. Like, I know Charlotte is technically really, really good. I'm just not a big fan. I think Charlotte's way over pushed for how long she's been in wrestling and how good she is at like a top line main event level. I think she's pushed too much. She is brilliant. She is really good. But there is people, even within WWE, who are better than Charlotte. So sometimes she can be good, but sometimes can be watching her and it's like her emotions get too much in the match and it like pulls me out of it. So I'm happy not to watch Charlotte matches. So that said, it was okay. Baszler and Jax got the win after Jax hit Asuka with her sliding leg drop thing. You know, the leg drop where she doesn't actually leave the ground and she just like slides into it. She hit that on Asuka. I got the win. After the match, Charlotte tried to help Asuka up. Asuka wasn't happy. Then Charlotte just starts acting like she's better than her and better than everyone, and just walks out. I thought this was just a horrible. It just made her look like such a dick. You know what I mean? Again, it was someone in WWE being like blatantly condescending towards a workmate, but no one's like, and this is WWE are acting like this is a normal way to act. Like if something bad happens between you and a friend, then it's fine for you to start acting like a dick if you feel you're in the right. That's a horrible way to like treat any situation. But this is it. WWE. This is WWE, and they push the flares here, so they're always going to make the flares look like they're above people. This is just the way it is. It wasn't a bad match. I mean, like I said, there were some terrible bits, but there were some alright bits. It was just there. Next up, we have another match. This match was vastly superior to the tag match. It was Hardy versus Sheamus. Sheamus beat the shit out of Hardy. And whenever Hardy tried to do the same, the ref started pulling. Like there was one bit, like for instance, around the start and the first sort of portion of the match, like there was loads of Sheamus. He had like Hardy in the ropes. He's beating him down. He's holding on the ropes, beating him down. He's beating him in the corner. Then when Hardy got the offense, he's in the corner. He tries to put boots into the corner, but the ref pulls him away instantly. I'm like, what? Like, come on, like consistency, ref. Come on. It turned into an okay match, but it started to drag near the end. Sheamus never looked like he was in trouble. Never at all. I'm also going to throw in here, what the hell happened to the new Sheamus gimmick? Like, he was, for weeks, he's been coming out with taped hands, the snatch hat, you know, looking like the gypsy boxer sort of gimmick. What happened to that? Like, the Sheamus that came out today was just classic Sheamus. Like, continuity, like what happened continuity wise? Where was the Sheamus that we've been building up? And I mean, there was no mention of the Sheamus and like Drew thing. Like, that's the finish came and Sheamus like fucking killed Hardy. He's like, let's like give him looked like he gave him a straight punch in the face, then a flying knee, which sent Hardy into like the wrong rope. Because like what happened is, straight after the knee, Sheamus went for the brogue kick, but you could see that Hardy was not where Sheamus expected. Sheamus though, he's a pro, he just looked around and was like, ah, you're over there, fella. Fucking nailed him. It was good. It was good. It looked very violent. It was a nice violent finish, that's for sure. The match, like I said, dragged near the end, but it was okay. John Doe is King, what's up? It's good to see you in the chat. Anyone else that enters the chat, feel free to say hello, but if you don't, it's okay. You can leave comments or whatever. Most people watch this video on demand at the moment, so tell me what you think in the comments or whatever. Tell me what you think about the show. Tell me what you think about Raw. This is just my opinion, though. Next up, we see Ric Flair and Charlotte backstage. Charlotte it's heart-to-heart time. She's having a come into Jesus meeting with Rick. She tells Rick that she can't focus at the moment because of all this Lacey Flair, Lacey Evans stuff. And it's just like loads of emotional guilt by Charlotte Flair on Ric Flair, you know. Ric Flair's just like, I wanted to build the brand, I wanted to try and make Lacey something else, and Charlotte's like, meh, 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 meh. This is just all fucking stupid. This is really, really stupid. I mean, we're supposed to think that Charlotte's the good guy here because she's telling her dad to stop embarrassing himself or whatever, but it feels like Charlotte's been a bit of a dick to her dad here, you know. Like, Ric Flair's an adult, he can do what he wants. He probably shouldn't be doing it at Charlotte's work. I mean, that is fair enough. You know what I mean? If your dad came into your workplace and started trying to bone your workmates, you'd probably be pretty annoyed too. That wouldn't be the nicest of things, but I don't know. It's just stupid. This just dragged on. This dragged on and on and on, and it just seemed like a domestic tiff that we didn't need to see on TV. You know. So John Doe was started at 10:30 this morning, so we've been going for nearly 40 minutes. You've missed loads of me talking. That's pretty much it. There's no videos this week though. We're adhering to WWE's bullshit internet cosh. Next up, we had Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus Naomi and Lana. So just before that, the commentators spoke about Randy Orton being distracted by Alexa and the spewing and so on. They said they were still selling it like it was real, which is just ridiculous. Yeah, as I said, we had Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus Naomi and Lana. This was some proper WWE cookie cutter action. Nothing exciting, nothing overtly offensive. It was just filler. Naomi and Lana got the win over Mandy Rose with literally no effort. Next up, it was AJ Styles with Almas, I think his name is. I'm learning. Versus Ricochet. This was a match with potential. So, before all the entrances were happening, there was a quick Black History Month promo. It is important that people learn about this sort of stuff, you know, but mainly so people can start learning and being racist and racism in general. It's just dumb as fuck. Like, I think that it's time for people to move on with racism and get something else, something new to moan about. I mean, why don't people become politicianists? I mean, it's the politicians that seed racism and make things worse for everyone. Why don't people take their anger out on politicians instead of people of different races or religions or colours or whatever? Come on, guys. It's time to focus the anger in the right directions. That ends my soapbox portion of the show. But yeah, Rico then made his entrance. He got a big entrance, which was nice to see. Let's hope this is the start of Rico getting a bit of a, you know, a little pushki. That would be good. It was a decent match. It was a quick match, but it was a decent match. Rico had the upper hand for most of this match, in my opinion, and he looked really good. But as you would expect, Styles eventually took control in this match, hit the Styles Clash, and won. Where are my images? Oh, there's Fella. See what I mean? He just came out, like, after weeks and weeks and weeks of build, he just came out with, like, the 2015 Sheamus. It's like, okay, heart to heart, there's the match, there's the winners, there's AJ. So yeah, that was Rico getting a 2 count. See, they gave Rico something in this match, which was really, really cool. But yeah, after the match, Rico's laying dead on the canvas, and Almas, he gave him like the slowest slam ever. Yeah, I mean, you've got to take what you can get, so it's good to see Rico getting a lot in this match. But yeah, the slam by Almas and like what happened after it was comically slow. It's like he just stood over him, then slowly picked him up, and slowly slammed him. Slowly. I think it was comically, so I thought it was very slow. It was funny. We then had a quick backstage promo with The Miz. In case you haven't seen enough of Miz on tonight's fucking show, he says he needs to strategize as he doesn't want to be in a 3-way next week. Braun interjects, says fuck all, and walks away because he is a walking lump of steak and he can't talk. Win-win. So it's main event time. Braun versus Lashley. I was not looking forward to this. Braun came out in the same street clothes he's been wearing all show. It's like, okay. Braun is gigantic and he's ripped, but he was just wearing street clothes. This match, like many of the others on the show, it was what it was. If you like matches where big men run into each other and hit each other very hard, then this was the match for you, because that is all that happened. Braun Strowman runs into people. People get pushed around. People get punched. Brrr. Lashley ended up winning. He looked like a total fucking monster. I liked it. It was okay. There's nothing overly offensive. It was just a big guy beating up a big guy match. He put Braun in the Hurt Lock, and after the match, after he'd already won, he put Braun in the Hurt Lock and made him humble. He really did make Braun look like he was shit in this match. Well, or after it, because he just owned him with ease. And then he speared The Miz. There, look, I'm going to choke you out, make you humble. And then he speared The Miz, and that was it. That was your show. Next week, they have set up for Miz versus Lashley for the WWE title. Do people think The Miz is going to lose his title next week? I don't think he's going to lose his title next week. I have a funny feeling he's going to hold that title till WrestleMania. Yeah. Now, a big fuck you anyone that preached directly at me that Miz would lose the belt tonight. It didn't happen. I knew it wouldn't happen. I mean, on the whole, the show was pretty meh. I mean, there was some okay wrestling on tonight's show, but nothing was overly engaging in any sort of way. It's funny that the only story I can see a massive amount of people caring about on tonight's show is the Bad Bunny angle, which has the 24/7 title attached to it. And even that was being treated like a joke. Next week's show is just going to be built around this main event match. Are we even... I bet we don't even get that match. I bet we don't get it match. Now, I think it was hilarious the way that Braun Strowman got fucking grift. Braun Strowman got made to look like a genuine idiot in this show by like what happened. He came out demanding a title shot. He's like, you know, you can get a title match against this guy if you beat this guy, but then the title match will be against the guy you've already beaten another guy. He's like, yeah, that's a good idea. It's like, no, that's not a good idea. That's a really, really bad idea. Why would you have to fight the guy you just beat again in a title match? You've beat him. He shouldn't be facing you. He shouldn't be in the same match as you again. What the fuck? But yeah, that's the sort of logic you've got to come to expect with WWE in 2021. They don't care. They just do not care. And that is the end of today's WWE Raw review. I cannot believe I've managed to get this finished in 45 minutes. That's how little there is to talk about in WWE Raw. I watched every match in full. Like, I actually managed to do this. I just cannot believe it. So, if you're watching this on demand, which most people do, so that's cool, remember and hit subscribe, share this out, tell your friends about it, tell your friends that, you know, that there's this review guy I watch, he's called Stevie, he's got like a cool red background and he talks about wrestling in the mornings. Send him here. I want to see them. End of discussion. Now, I think there is also some wrestling to watch. Now, 1 second. I'm just going to check up in the Yazoo Tube. Oh, so we've got some AEW matches to watch. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do them on this show. I think what I might do is I might come back and do those later on. That is the AEW's Women's Championships matches. So if you keep an eye on the stream later on today, I may be back live in the afternoon, say around 2 o'clock or something like that. We've got an hour. It's an hour long show. I'll see what happens. I've got a few things to do. If we can go live this afternoon, we will. If not, we will look at we will watch the AEW Women's Tournament matches tomorrow on Twitch. Okay, cool. So remember, if you're watching this on demand, twitch.tv/Voice Britannia. Follow us there and on YouTube. Everything we upload is recorded live to Twitch. So if you follow the Twitch channel, you'll get the notifications. You'll know when we start. You can come and see us. You can come and see the stuff, and you can watch things on demand. You can be part of the crew. Help us build this channel up to something cool. So everyone, thank you for watching. I'm looking for my buttons. I'll see you all later.